One of Russian soldiers described the lawlessness of the frontline command in the war against Ukraine. They're simply sending people to their deaths. They're simply commanding from their bunkers, sending guys out to be cannon fodder. They're just trying to get stars for themselves, to become some kind of hero. They say there are pigs and bitches over there, but who do we have? Our top brass apparently has no idea what's going on here. Did the Russian president really order you to behave like this? A soldier says that the Russian command is killing its own and promises to tell about it if he survives. They just push you forward. If you don't move, they'll shoot you down with one of their own. It was reported that the occupier survived and allegedly transmitted information about what was happening at the front. After that, he disappeared, according to his sister, taken to an unknown location. The occupier never made contact again. Recall, other Russian soldiers report growing dissatisfaction with their commanders due to widespread corruption, extrajudicial killings, neglect of wounded, constant supply issues, and the command's reliance on a rigid, centralized Soviet-style structure that results in high casualties and chaotic battlefield conditions. In this case, Russian military is facing serious supply problems, lack of medical care, and salary delays, leading to mass desertions and suicides. Hidden mobilization is going on in Russia, affecting men of all ages and physical abilities. Due to the critical situation with personnel, the command of the Russian Federation involves not only contract soldiers and conscripts, but also prisoners. Diseases such as dysentery are spreading through the consumption of water from rivers. Some soldiers try to get food by visiting the trenches of the Ukrainian military or disguise themselves as women to get to stores. Vendors say that such women buy stew, canned food, water, and bread. As for clothing, they are issued summer uniforms in winter and winter uniforms in summer. In addition, the command requires saving ammunition. The situation with medical support at the front line in Russia is as critical as the supply situation. The soldiers have to help themselves, and bullet and shrapnel wounds are often treated with brilliant green and then sent to new attacks. Seriously wounded soldiers are left in the trenches due to the impossibility of evacuation and indifference of the command. Many dead soldiers remain in the fields and around the trenches. Some soldiers are forbidden to leave their positions, even for medical treatment. One of the main reasons for the Russian military to participate in the war is financial reward, but salaries are often delayed or not paid at all, which leads to desertion. There are cases when commanders take away the bank cards of their subordinates after they are wounded. Soldiers also say that they are sent to war by their own wives for selfish reasons.
Iraq resumed exporting oil from the semi-autonomous northern Kurdish region through Turkey's Ceyhan port on Saturday, after more than 2 years, officials said. The export stopped in early 2023 after the International Chamber of Commerce sided with Iraq in an arbitration case over the independent export of oil by the Kurdish regional government. Several previous attempts to reach a deal to resume exports fell through. Amir Khalil Ahmed, Director General of the North Oil Company, took part in the resumption ceremony in Fishkabur, Dohuk, on Saturday. The resumption of exports is seen as a critical step to boosting Iraq's oil revenues and stabilizing the relationship between the central government and the Kurdish region, even as disputes over revenue sharing and field management persist. Turkish Energy Minister Alparslan Bayraktar said Saturday that oil flows from Iraq to Turkey resumed earlier in the day. Due to the earthquakes that occurred on February 6, 2023, the Iraq-Turkey crude oil pipeline, which had been temporarily closed and was brought to operational readiness by BOTAS on October 4, 2023, has resumed oil flow as of 7:07 this morning, he wrote on social media. BOTAS is Turkey's state-owned crude oil and gas company. Ali Nizar al-Shatari, director of Iraq's state oil marketing organization, told the Associated Press Friday that pumping would begin at 6 a.m. Saturday, with the agreed quantity set at 240,000 barrels per day. Between 180,000 and 190,000 barrels will actually be exported, while around 50,000 barrels will be consumed locally within the Kurdish region. The resumption follows a tripartite agreement between the Federal Oil Ministry, the Kurdistan Regional Government's Ministry of Natural Resources, and the international oil companies operating in the region. Companies operating in the Kurdistan region will receive $16 per barrel to cover production and transportation costs, he said. Al-Shatari said the U.S. supported and closely monitored the agreement. He also said that Iraq's export agreement with Turkey runs until July 2026, and discussions will be held with Ankara regarding its renewal. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio welcomed the deal in a statement, saying that the agreement will bring tangible benefits for both Americans and Iraqis. Officials in Baghdad and Erbil, the seat of the Kurdish regional government, have long been at odds over sharing of oil revenues. In 2014, the Kurdish region decided to unilaterally export oil through an independent pipeline to the Turkish port of Ceyhan. The central government considers it illegal for Erbil to export oil without going through the Iraqi National Oil Company, while Kurdish authorities said the practice was meant to compensate for budget transfers withheld from the Kurdish region by Baghdad.
يلا برو يلا فاكر دي
tamam.